Hey guys, it's Triple Laird here and welcome back to this week's edition of Nimera Talk. Now, a cool thing this week we get to share is a little sneak peek of a game that's coming out that's being developed by one of our own community members, and it's going to be running on the NION blockchain. So we'll have all the details on that as well as this week's market news. So let's not delay anymore and let's get started. Wow, these birds are loud. Okay, so as I was saying in the introduction, guys, our community member at VSVS is a developer, and he's been working on a game himself. It's going to be a mobile game that is kind of an RPG world storytelling game that is going to be blockchain based. And one of the really cool things about this is the fact that it's going to include non-fungible NFTs, okay? So non-fungible tokens, basically what they are is they're a digital asset that you own, okay? They're not duplicated, they can't be created again. You own that digital asset. And what this can mean for the idea of gaming is that say you worked really hard in the game to get a item. That means that you own that item physically. It's not that the developer doesn't own it, you physically own that item, which means you could sell it, you could do lots of different things, and it opens up a huge new possibility. So let's take a look at some of the gameplay from this game's demo so far. Wow, that looks really, really cool, and I cannot wait to try it. Congratulations, VSVS. I know you've been working on this for a while, and it's looking really, really cool. Now, another cool screenshot we have here is of the items screen. Now, of course, the inventory here, we do have all of these items there, and those are all going to be NFTs. But a really interesting thing, too, is that the currency within the game is going to be called NIBS, and that is actually going to be based off of the NION blockchain. So if you guys want more information about that, then just contact at VSVS on Discord, and thanks again to him for this sneak peek. Now on to the Nimera ecosystem health check and market news. Starting out here, as we can see, everything is green. That's excellent, with no major stuff coming up in pretty much the last week. Now, earlier in the month, we did have some planned maintenance, and at the beginning of the month, there were some technical issues, but overall, everything has been smooth sailing ever since. For this week's market news, we'll start out as usual with the swap. Now, we can see that we had less volume than last week at 14,389 euros across all those pairs on the swap for the week. The liquidity is staying about the same at our sitting around 180 grand there. That's kind of been the norm for us. We were kind of capping up into the 200 range, but that has pulled back a little bit. Now, if we switch this total fees paid to the weekly chart here, we can see that people who stake their currency in the swap have earned 66 euros from that staking there in fees. Now, looking at what's going on here with the top pairs on the swap, we do have EON. So liquidity on EON is sitting around 65 grand. In volume, we have most of that there at just shy of 10,000 euros. Fees, most of the fees were generated here, about $50 there. So that makes up most of the fees generated on the swap. And we can see the price is slightly down on the week at about 3.2 euro cents per EON. Now, some quick additional information here that does put EON at about 70 Satoshis on the swap, but of course that can change rapidly with any transactions over it. And if you are looking to sell EON, there's about 0.70 BTC available. And if you're looking to buy EON, there is about just over 1 million EON available in the swap. Now, looking quickly at our other indicators here, we did not have enough volume on any of these pairs to really ascertain a solid price. I look for at least $1,000 being traded to really take it in. But if we want to look at the prices on the exchange itself, we do have basically 90 Satoshis, so 20 Satoshis more than on the swap. And as you can see, that jumps rapidly. So if you're trying to buy EON on the exchange, you're going to jump up here even after you go about 50,000 available here at 90 Satoshis, and then it jumps to 135, 149, 150. It just goes up really, really quickly there. On the fiat side, we're sitting at about 2.6 cents there, but that's not accurate since the next trade is at 7 cents. And then again, it does go up rather quickly. On the USD side here, we're sitting at 5.8 cents on the last trade, and you can get some a little bit cheaper there at around 5 cents, but as you can see, a lot of these orders are only 100 EON. So the next major point that you can buy it at is 6 cents, and there's 84,000 available at that price point. Moving on here to global news, we have some really interesting volatility happening. Of course, we have to say that Elon's tweets are definitely affecting the price of Doge. A crazy jump of 338%. Yeah, who would have thunk it, Doge? You know, the cryptocurrency that started out as a joke, and the irony behind getting this billionaire propping it up. It's really a hilarious it's a hilarious breakdown to look at the psychology behind what is happening. Again, lots of money potentially to be made, but expect large amounts of volatility, guys. So be careful with that if you're buying at this price point, except that it is 75% up and it can have a very strong correction at any point. So the likelihood here of it going to $1 versus correcting back down, there's much more risk of it correcting back down than there is of it going up to $1. So just be cautious. Okay, that's my end talking about Doge. BNB had a nice rise last week, a bit of a correction there on that. And of course, BTC was really solid above the 60 line up until yesterday, where it had almost a $7,000 correction, down 7% this week. Well, guys, that's all I have for you for this week. Just a really quick follow-up here. I did reach out to the Nimera CEO, Andrew Zamin. He's good to do the AMA mid-May, and I do want to thank you guys already for sending me so many questions on Discord. Keep them coming, okay? And hopefully we will see multi-broker this month, and that will generate even more questions for you guys. Let's get the best questions we possibly can in for this AMA, because we're doing them about every 3 months now, and we definitely want to soak up that information. Again, if this is your address above me, you have won $25 Canadian worth of EON. I'll be sending that to you in exactly 7 days. And for last week's winner, just check your wallet right now and it should be there already. Again, guys, thanks. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. For Nimera Talk, I'm Triple A.